せめて剣で死なせろ。許さん。貴様もな。
Hey, my dear pirates. You are on channel, Straw Hat's One Piece Theories. And in today's video we're going to talk about the last evolution of Zoro's powers before the end of One Piece. Many people say that the Grim Reaper that Zoro witnessed in chapter 1038 has something to do with his Enma sword. Others believe it has to do with Sandai Katetsu Quantum. Other people believe that that vision only refers to extreme pain and strength Zoro's willingness to resist the side effects of the medicine Chopper gave him to improve his physical condition. But what if the truth is different? What if, in fact, that Reaper represents Zoro's final evolution, or at least the transition to it? Are we seeing the last and most powerful evolution of Zoro's powers in One Piece? Is death the secret to unlocking her true powers? Well, we're going to analyze all this in today's video. So if you want to be a pirate king like me and achieve eternal glory, go ahead and press the like button with all the power of your devil fruit. And if you're new here, my dear sailor, already subscribe to the channel and don't forget to activate the notifications bell so you don't miss any new video, okay? Then join this crew that will dominate the entire Grand Line and the New World. Now without further ado, let's get to this epic video. And well, my dear pirate, as much as Sandai Katetsu has its curse linked to death, Enma literally means King of Hell, and Zoro himself has already titled himself the King of Hell. I believe that the Reaper we see is much more connected to Zoro himself than having to blacken your blades. And no, I'm not speaking in a metaphorical way, which I already mentioned the medicine Chopper gave Zoro. After all, many believe that the Grim Reaper is something Zoro saw as if it were the visible form of his pain and fatigue, and that moment would be something similar to what we saw Zoro do in Thriller Bark when he received all of Luffy's pain and fatigue. That is, this figure of death that Zoro sees would just be an illusion to this extreme pain that he should overcome at the same time that it would just be an illusion. But for me it's nothing like that. All these theories are good. In fact, all of them may even be interconnected since, as I said, Zoro is linked to death, his swords, the name of his techniques, and even the fact that he promised never to be defeated, and the fact that he, having given himself up to endure his captain's pain, everything is really intertwined with Zoro and death as a whole. But I think everything has a simpler meaning. For me, the Reaper literally represents a bridge, the bridge that Zoro crossed. Never before has he come this close to death, and now he's come face to face with it for real. And if Zoro is to truly become the King of Hell, even if metaphorically, he needs to overcome death to finally rise up as the true King of Hell and raise your powers. Overcoming death was the furthest Zoro got, but he crossed that bridge. Now what's on the other side will only be revealed when Zoro truly shows his powers. We saw how all the Straw Hats evolved during the last One Piece arcs, but without a doubt that Luffy and Zoro are one step ahead of the others, and Zoro always has to be one step behind Luffy, but he can't let Luffy get too far away to not fail to fulfill his promise to his captain, but also to fulfill the promise he made to Kuina. Just like Rayleigh stood by Roger's side, Zoro has to become strong enough to stand by the next Pirate King. And this is where an interesting detail comes in. Within the Wano arc, it was only Luffy and Zoro who reached the point of almost dying at the same time, as it was here that both were reborn, so to speak, and awakened and controlled their newest powers, each one of his form, Luffy with Gear 5 and Zoro with Conqueror's Haki. So if both needed to cross that bridge to get stronger, each in their own way, from Zoro's point of view, he still needs to figure out how he's going to go forward, while Luffy has already reached his peak of power. What a clade, it may be augmented by his imagination. Therefore, at the bottom of the pages of chapter 1036 it is written, Bushido is the way of death, while Zoro knocked King down. There it was made very clear to us that Zoro chose this path. And want to see another theory being applied to this video? Well, we saw that after the time skip, Zoro ended up with a scar on his face, and in a past video I mentioned that this scar may have been made by Mihawk as a way of showing respect by fighting Zoro in a more serious way. But what if the truth is that Mihawk tried to reveal the secret of this path to Zoro by giving him only the taste of seeing what death feels like? What if Mihawk made that scar to pressure Zoro to the point that he finally understood that the way for a samurai and a swordsman to become stronger is death? Well, if you want I can bring you a video talking only about this theory, but for now what I want to say is, could the latest and greatest evolution of Zoro's powers not only have to do with death, but with his left eye as well? Could this be how Mihawk released Zoro's powers? Well, that I don't know, but one thing I'm sure of, Zoro's new and latest powers and abilities will have some correlation with death. But now I want to know your opinion about everything we commented here today. Do you think Zoro will still have a great evolution of his powers, or has he already reached his peak of power? Does his next evolution of powers have any correlation with death? But of course, if you made it this far, it's because you like the content, so it doesn't hurt to subscribe to our channel and become one more member of our fleet, my dear sailor. And of course, do not forget to press the like button, that helps a lot in spreading the video and the channel, so help us to become the largest fleet of pirates here on YouTube, okay? A big hug for everyone, and until the next video.